Alright, back again. Welcome to another Central Florida Prepper video. Before we get started, I did a basic food prep video a couple days ago, 2 days ago I think. And I forgot to mention salt. We store our salt in, well, this is I guess our spaghetti sauce jars, glass. We also use peanut butter jars too. The reason why we store our salt in there is just to keep moisture out. I mean, it's not going to really hurt anything as far as I know, except make it, you know, a big brick in a cardboard container that you got to bust up. But we do that just to not to deal with all the aggravation of busting up our salt. But we store it in that. And also another good thing for these little glass jars, when we have extra activated carbon, we stock up on those to help with making extra water filters and things like that. When we have the extra stuff, we just put it in those. I like putting it in glass instead of the plastic container that it's usually in. But today I'm going to start on Faraday cages. I'm not really going to go into detail about how to build a Faraday cage. There are plenty of videos on there. I'm going to go ahead and say the best one I like video that's out there is it was made by a Canadian prepper. It's a Canadian prepper. Go check out his channel. Love his channel. I watch his channel all the time. Another good channel to go check out is Full Spectrum Survival. You want the best news around? Those guys right there. Him and his wife, they do a great job. They do 2 shows a night. I think they do a live one every Wednesday night. Definitely go check them out, especially for news. You can't trust mainstream there. But I've got the old redneck Faraday cage. It means I did it on a budget. I would rather have a nice metal container to begin with. Seal up the inside with cardboard to keep my electronics and stuff from touching the sides, and wrap it up aluminum foil. I didn't have a metal container. I don't have the funds to get a metal container. Not the one I want. I'm working on it, but for now this is going to have to work. This is just a standard see-through plastic tub. Now, when I did construction on, I used a lot of expanded metal that I liquid nailed all the way around the sides and all over the top of the lid before wrapping with, I think I got 12 layers of aluminum foil on that thing. And then when I seal it all up, I run a ground wire from the frame down to the ground. I run it down on the ground to help dissipate the charge so it goes, goes straight to the grounds. And on the inside, I siliconed up the walls, and then I put cardboard up against it to keep the electronics off. But I wanted to go ahead and show you some of the things I keep in my Faraday cage, keep protected. Now there's a lot of things. I do have other things wrapped up. I've got another one there. That's a little smaller solar briefcase. I'm going to turn this light up. I think we got a bad glare. Okay, yeah, that's better. Yeah, I've gained some weight. Okay, first thing up. This is a little portable USB solar charger. It works great for small electronics. Now, I do have solar on the house. That is a little small solar panel set up there that's wrapped up. The reason why we keep these is because I also keep a tablet, which I've got inside right now. I'm downloading some new videos. The reason I got a little tablet is because I go and get the do-it-yourself videos as much as I can, and I download onto my SD card, because being able to know things is going to be great to have. Dude, I don't know how to build a wooden house. I work with steel. I found a lot of good videos on how to from ground up. It's just information that I download, put away. Do have some spare inverters. That's just a little car charger, a little 100 watt, but it's got electronics in it. I don't want to get fried. And this is Our backup, this is just a 400 watt, 800 watt continuous. I've used this one on camping trips, and then I was able to afford a better, larger one for the house. I keep this in the Faraday cage just in case. This right here would run our floor fans and stuff like that, our window fans in our home, which is the 400 watt. It never even hits the peak. I think when I got me the little kilowatt thing you plug in the wall, plug into the fan. It tells you exactly how many amps you're using, how much watts you're using and stuff. We run about 200 amps for 4 fans total in our house, and this thing's 400 watts, 800 watts continuous, so it works for what we need. This is what I originally had using for the house until I got a better system. This is just old Harbor Freight. Bunker Hill comes with 2 little security cameras. Tell you what, I can run that. That thing there uses, I believe it was 26 watts while it's operating. You know, when I have the monitor on. It doesn't set itself off when the movement comes around and stuff, so I have to actually leave it on to actually see what's going on. But it comes with 2 cameras. That's what we had in the house before. I like having that because I can turn it on to see what's going on near my entrances of the home, how I set it up. The ones I got up on my house right now are hidden really well, and they cost a lot more. We had debated, me and my wife had debated on putting those in the Faraday cage and putting those back up. That way we have the nicer one. But I think that's all I'm going to need. If not, oh well, at least I got 2 cameras instead of, we got 4 in the house right now. Along with the cameras, it's another little device. This is a little motion sensor. Hooks up here. It says a little bing bong. That's what it sounds like in the house. They say it's good. This is another Harbor Freight little deal. I think I paid $9 for it. I know a lot of people don't like Harbor Freight. This thing actually works. It says up to 400 yards. 400 feet. I don't think it actually is. Maybe a good line of sight, because before we moved into our home here, my buddy had other property that he was going to rent to me, and he had a 5th wheel on it from a previous tenant and stuff that took off, didn't pay his bill, didn't pay his rent and stuff. So he was going to sell me the 5th wheel. I was going to take that 5th wheel, head out to Wyoming with it. It was like a 2010. He was going to charge me $1,000. We almost bought it, but while I was doing some work to it, we didn't have keys for the door and stuff with a padlock on it, and some of the neighborhood areas sometimes you gotta watch out for. So I hooked that thing up inside the trailer. We're about 200 feet from that other property, and it worked. But when I tried extending out to the 400 feet mark, it didn't. We didn't have line of sight too, but so I know it worked very well for 200 feet. But anyway, the little motion sensors, I like those because anybody walking through the yard late at night, I can hear it, and I know where the location is and where I will have it set up. I'll make sure I got a camera in that area so I can just go turn my monitor on. I can see what's moving around out there without having to run outside. You know, this is definitely a bug-in situation where we're using all this, and I can see what's going on. Another thing, just a little cheap digital camera. The reason why we have this is like one of our older ones. It works really well. When and if I need to go recon anything, I don't have the best memory. Picture's going to help, because I can recharge this on my solar panel setup. I can recharge this with what we got in the Faraday cage, so I can always review what I took pictures of. I'm not saying I'm going to go do a lot of crazy stuff, but if there's a need for reconnaissance photos, something I have to remember, I can use that. Voltmeters. This is a cheap one from Harbor Freight. Most of my electrical tools that have any type of circuitry and stuff, I put in these Faraday cages. I have another one in my toolbox already, but I keep spares. My drill, I actually removed that out to begin with. And spare parts. I've got motors. I've got about anything you can think of that deals in circuitry. I'm not the best electrician. Microcircuitry. But I do know a little. And I keep studying to learn more. So when things I've got break, I've got backup supplies of replacement parts I can go in, I can test for, and I can replace. That's why I've got those. And those go in a Faraday cage too, that way if an EMP or a CME pops off, those are protected from getting fried. Because, excuse me, those in the Faraday cage keep the circuitry from getting fried. Because the EMP is a high nuclear weapon, detonates high in the atmosphere. I won't go into what everything is. There's plenty of videos, and there's plenty of scientific videos on these that actually have better information for you. Just a simple Google search. It's a simple YouTube search. You want to know more about EMPs and coronal mass ejection, CMEs, check out Full Spectrum Survival on their YouTube. Go check out Canadian Prepper. There are so many good qualified channels out there that break down the science, and they explain a lot of things to you. Both of those guys that run these setup, well, I shouldn't say just guys. I think Full Spectrum Survival. I think Brad and his wife Kelly. I think they collaborate during the entire time. So technically, I feel like it's both their channel. Canadian Prepper, he does his solo. Both of them just amazing videos. I started watching those before I ever even thought about putting any videos out. Why am I putting out videos? I don't have anything much to do anyway. I try working with people in my area. As a matter of fact, I got a little small project for one of the guys in my group. He has some water containers, metal jerry cans, and they got these built-in filters and stuff for them. They're pretty nice. Anyway, one of them fell off his truck, cracked it up pretty good. So I'm actually going to be fiberglassing it for him and fixing it up, because I can't really, I don't have a welder here at the house. So, and plus it's so thin, I'll blow right through with a stick welder. So we're just going to fiberglass it up and stuff. So I'm going to do a little work, help him out. So basically that's why these videos and stuff, I'm just trying to help out somebody. So hopefully that gives you a little idea of things to put in your Faraday cage. Like I said, go check out those other channels, and like I said, they do have a lot of information about how to build Faraday cages. More explanation if you're new to prep and don't know what an EMP is, electromagnetic pulse, CMEs, they'll get you covered. So definitely go check them out. I highly recommend those guys. There are a lot of channels I do like. I'm hoping once I learn how to get my channel, learn the ins and outs on this thing. I got a lot of editors and stuff for it, little programs. Once I figure out how to do all that, I'll start posting their channels and sites and stuff that you can go look at for more information. So it's a work in progress. Hopefully y'all do enjoy the videos. If you do, hit like, subscribe, share. This information just to help other people. I don't make anything, don't want anything. Alright? Just go out there. If you like the video, and you really need to know how to stock up stuff. Anything can happen in life. Alright? I had a house fire years ago. Lost just about everything I owned in it. I got my kids out. Lost all my preps. They were in the basement. And luckily I had some preps in storage on the property. So that helps. We lost all that stuff. And then I got hurt at work back in August. Okay, I already had surgery on my knee. I'm going in on the 9th of this month of April. Yeah, April. Sorry, I had to think about that. So next week, I gotta have surgery on my shoulder now. Okay, which I already know I was gonna need it, but it just took forever to do it. If I had not been a prepper, as far as putting a little back in finances, start putting back in food, I would have been in bad shape, really bad shape. Because I did, the finances helped with my bills, and the food I had stocked up helped displace our groceries. Okay, we were able to dig into it more without spending a lot more, because when you're on workers' comp, you only get 60. I think I got 62% of my normal of a 40-hour paycheck. I'm used to working 53 hours a week. We always work overtime, but they don't do that. They just pay the 40 hours. So it put a strain in a lot of things. Thankfully, tax season came back, so I was able to replace some of those stocks that we had went into. But because we prep, I prep for all disasters, not just the end of the world. Everyday disasters. Okay, it's just like a savings account with food, financing. I mean, it's just being smart. Okay, things can happen overnight. Things that you were not expecting. So start prepping. Alright, I hope you like the channel. Again, check out those other guys' channel. I think you'll enjoy them. And hopefully I'll get another video up for y'all pretty soon. Alright, y'all take care.